Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. In this video, we're going to do Mixtape Monday. What is Mixtape Monday? Mixtape Monday is where I take all of your questions from the last week or two, sometimes even further back, and I put them into one video and I answer as many questions as I can for you guys. I do live videos, but this is sometimes a little bit easier. Everybody gets their chance to possibly have a question answered. So thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please consider becoming a member of this channel. I'm doing something new. I started this in October. I am giving away one private hour reading to my Tarot Master level members every month. One lucky winner is going to get a private reading with me. And for my Tarot Enthusiast level, I am giving away a half-hour reading every month. So there's a live video that I will do for members only, and I will pick from the membership that is actually in that video. You have to be in it to win it. So if you're lucky, no one else shows up and you're the only one there and you get a free reading every month. Could be kind of cool. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to pull up my card view. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. There's amazing things going on in our world now. So we are going to start off with, I got a bunch of different decks here. We're going to start off with, and I put all of the decks in my description of my video now, so you can find links. Some of them are out of print, some of them are a little bit tricky to find, but I put them in there so you know what they are. So we're going to start off with a question from Margie. Hey Margie, they've already called my PA Senate race for the Republican candidate Dave McCormick, but the Democrat candidate Bob Casey isn't conceding and has demanded a recount. They are currently doing the recount, and one county has approved counting unsigned ballots, making them illegal ballots. Are they going to get away with flipping the results? Or are they going to be stopped? Let me get my Canada Dry Blackberry Ginger Ale over here. What is going to happen with Pennsylvania? Let's be fun here. All right, so let's take a look. We're going to do the big reveal. I know you guys like it when I do this. Let's go here. King of Cups, Pennsylvania, with the Seven of Wardrobes, Queen of Swords, Four of Cups, the Lovers. We need more information on that. So the Wheel of Fortune, we're going to start here. The Wheel of Fortune in this case is referring to the trust, I think, that they had that Pennsylvania was going to remain as blue can be. Historically, it has been, I believe it's oscillated between the two, but in the recent past, it has been pretty blue. It's been going pretty blue. This election, it was very interesting. That was a pivotal point for me in my psychic readings as I was sitting there, you know, in that nail biter of an election. And I don't care who says it wasn't a nail biter. It was a nail biter. If you were psychic, you know what I mean, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is about seeing where this is going to go. The King of Cups, I'm not sure who this King of Cups is, but it's uncovering the things that are in the cabinet. So I did say in an earlier reading that this election is going to illuminate some of the things that happened in 2016 and 2020. We're going to be privy to more information that is going to show that there has been a lot of crazy election stuff going on. And I do think it goes back to the Kennedys, because there was Joe Kennedy, the father, the patriarch, had said that he had bought the seat for his son at one point. And not referring to the presidency, but that he had bought a seat for Senator Kennedy. And I wonder if he bought the seat for Ted when Ted was a senator as well. So we're going to be uncovering some things as a result of this. So the agreement to let them recount and kind of review things, I think, is part of a greater plan. And I think it's going to show some very, very interesting things that happen not only in this race. They're going to be looking at 2020 and 2016 as well. So where do we wind up with all of this? Let me just put this over here. Past, present, future. Past, disappointed. Present, we are balancing. And in the future, they're not going to be approving those unsigned ballots. I think this is going to go all the way up the food chain into federal court. I think it's going to get very, very, it's going to be looked at very closely. Let's put it that way. And I think we're going to see some very interesting things. But prediction, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot until like 2028, maybe 2027. I think that, the diagnostics, the post-mortem on this is going to take a while. So great question, Margie. Thank you for sending it up the chain. Let's move on to the next one. Question is from Sylvia's daughter. Hi, Sylvia's daughter. And she said a psychic on Sean Atwood said that Oprah is a witch and pretty high up in the coven. Not as high as Beyonce. Is she? How she is using her? How is she using her craft? So let's see. Let's see. Is Oprah involved in the darker arts? The dark arts. And, I hate to say like a witch, because, witches, there's a whole population of witches out there that are very positive and very good. And they're just manifesting and doing what they do. Then there are some that use it for darker purposes, deconstructive purposes. That's what we got to look for. So is Oprah using magic for her success and the success of others? So let's do like this. Ha! Wow. So yeah, I think she does manifest and use magic with a certain amount of imbalance. We have the high priestess up here, so she is fairly in control, and that emperor making some decisions, backing some things out. I will show you my Ellen Cannon Reed deck is damaged there. So not worth as much as I would like it to be. It's got some weird ink on it, but it does make the deck mine, so totally fine. Totally fine. So the Seven of Wands is, when that is in reverse, we are not working in proper alignment. Let's put it that way. I don't think we're being careful about where we send our spells out, our energy out. But the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups, it really is not to destroy other people, but to promote herself. So, is she a very powerful being? Has she mastered the craft of manifestation? Yes, I do think so. Is she very influential with people? Yes. Is she able to use their energy to further her career? Yes. Yes. So, but is she actively like doing terrible things, like making sacrifices and those things? I don't think so. I don't think that that's really where she goes. I think she is really using her powers to self-promote and do things for herself. So so there it is. There it is. I think that's what's going on. How is she using her craft? She's using it to take care of herself. So but let's take a look at Beyonce. Beyonce. Take a look at Beyonce. Where is Beyonce in all this? Now, this is a bit more destructive if we're looking at it. So the hangman not really caring about what your elements and energy do. We have that Queen of Swords who is disruptive and destructive with the Princess of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and that Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That is, being protected. There are none that will be safe from her wrath. There's a certain amount of wrath that she will throw out to her lieutenants and have them deal with the individuals that she does not like. So I do think that she directs traffic on that. So I hope you enjoyed that. I don't want to go much deeper into this. So let's see if we have another question here. So this one really isn't a request, but it is a comment from Stephanie Fox, who is referring to Duchess of Narcissic's recent YouTube live. She posted this 2 days ago, so a couple of days ago. And Stephanie, I'm sorry that you were kind of soaking up all the pain and suffering of the people that the Sussex Squad has been interfering with. We're going to take a look at the rest of the question, which is, or a comment. Allegedly, the Sussex Squad are a black ops operation led by Harry and Meghan, and they've trolled and attacked YouTube creators that denounce or question Harry and Meghan's lies. So let's see what we got here. Which deck? Which deck? I'm going to go old school on this, kids. Just regular Rider-Waite. So are Harry and Meghan part of a grander scheme, and are they directing the traffic of the Sussex Squad? So let's see. Are they part of a larger operation, Harry and Meghan? Part of a larger operation. Let's see this. No, they're extremely reactive, guys. I don't think that they are plugged in. I don't think that Harry was sent here by King Charles to disrupt things. I think Harry is a heavy pot smoker, or smart poker. I think he's a heavy smart poker, and he is easily led. I think he liked to drink, liked his luxury, liked to do fun stuff, liked to be on vacation, and I think she got very upset about the way that people were talking about her, because she expected the joy to continue after the wedding. So who created the Sussex Squad? Who made that happen? Was it Harry? Was it Meghan? Let's do this. I know some of you like the reveal, some of you don't. That's Harry up top. This is Meghan down below. Who created the Sussex Squad? Who really made that grow? Sussex Squad. Inverted justice. So did Harry create it? I don't think so. I think it was almost too much noise and chaos for Harry to comprehend when there was negativity broadcast about his wife. I think when people started to voice their opinion about her, or his fiance, whatever part of the relationship. But I do think that it was complicated, and he said, well, let our underlings deal with it. That was his undoing by saying, let your fans deal with it, Megan, because that's really what he thought it was. He thought it was fans that were going to be countering those opinions. And she saw that there was no escape. And so she launched into a campaign of injustice. So I think it's really just a matter of bruised egos. I think that's why it disappears every now and then. I think we see when they're being paid, when they're flush and being paid, I think we see a lot of brouhaha and a lot of hubbub, but I don't think that we see it all the time because they're not being paid all the time. So is it a black ops operation being led by some, overlord government situation? No, I don't think so. I think it was Meghan had bruised feelings and Harry said, go ahead, let your fans deal with it. And this is what we wound up with. So great suggestion, great thing to read on here. And now I got to go back and watch DON, the Don, Duchess of North Sussex video. So let's go on to the next question. So this is a big one that I keep getting from all kinds of different areas. I keep getting, is Joe going to step down before the inauguration? Is Joe Biden going to step down before the inauguration? Is he going to step down? Let's say of his own volition. Is he going to step down of his own volition? So we'll do his own volition up top, where he goes, I'm tired of this nonsense. I'm going to get out of here. Go take a nap. Have some ice cream. I love ice cream. So last night, my son needed Parmesan cheese, so I placed an order at ShopRite to have Parmesan cheese delivered, and I needed to get to free shipping, or free delivery, so I added a bunch of ice cream. So I have an absolute shit ton of ice cream in my house right now. Last thing I need with all those heavy walks I'm doing. So, Joe going to step down of his own volition? Is he going to be cast out? Two of Wands. Hell no, he won't go. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to do anything, though. He's like literally senior week. Like, I don't mean senior, like senior citizen. Delicious stuff here. Not senior citizen, but like senior week, like I'm not doing anything. He's that guy that you worked with that quit his job and is just phoning it in, like that was one of the things when I had resigned from my last position. A friend of mine, I was working up until like the last minute. I was trying to, lube up the entry for the next person. And one of my friends was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm still working. My girlfriend, Jenny, that worked for the same company, did the same thing, just kept working up till the last minute. None of this, I'm going to give notice that I'm just not going to do anything for the next 2 weeks. I'm just going to collect a paycheck and F off. He's collecting a paycheck and effing off. He is done. He has been done since they asked him to come off the ballot. So anything that he does, like everyone's saying, I saw this other psychic said, oh, Joe's doing a bunch of things. He's going to send money to the Ukraine. He's going to wrap up this presidency really strong with all the things he wants to do. He's not doing anything. He's really pissed off, kids. So, he doesn't like how he was treated. And the little bit of lucidity that he has is directed at rage, destructive energy with that Page of Wands. He is creating a path of destruction for the incoming administration and for all those people that undid his presidency. Again, he's not going to get that library. They're gonna delay it, and then eventually it's just never going to show up. He might get one of those little libraries at the side of the road at somebody's house, but he is not going to get a presidential library at this time. I'm saying it. I don't think that they're going to do it before he dies, and they may not do it at all after he dies. I think this is a tragic presidency. He's not going to get one. So are the others going to force him out? Page of Cups, High Priestess. They are not going to do that because their actions to date have been really just bad. I'm sorry. That's a terrible laugh that I have there. It's like that's like my Kamala laugh. So I think in order to pave the way for the future, they cannot take him and dismantle him from this office. They got to ride it out. They built this monster. They built this crazy truck. Now they've got to ride it right off the cliff. So what a shame. What a shame. While we're here talking about Joe Biden, how's Joe doing? How's he feeling today? How's Joe feeling today? It is Sunday, 12:35 New York time, also DC time, and Baltimore time, and Rehoboth Beach time. Rehoboth Beach is really hard to say without lisping. How's that guy doing today? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. So in the past, what does he need to take with him? He needs to just let this go like ish through goose. He's got to let it go. He's just got to cruise on through it and do nothing, be nothing. Don't try and accomplish anything. I do think that he's thinking about pardons and things like that. So are we going to get some kind of long list of pardons? No, it's not going to be as dramatic as we think. It's just not. He's doing things behind the scenes that will protect Hunter. We've got some protection of Hunter. So what do we got in the middle? In the middle, he is closed mouth, sitting at home, eating ice cream, not interacting with anyone, not cooperating with anybody. I ain't no puppet anymore. That's the energy we've got. Up top, Ace of Cups, mad man. I think he is a dangerous asset going into the future. I think he is capable of uncovering a lot of stuff, but he would implicate himself at the same time. So I think it's a threat that he has, but that he will never use. And everybody knows he's not going to use it. 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords. He is not going to make it easy for the Democrats. He's not going to make it easy for the incoming administration. He's got his boots in the ground, heels dug into the mud, not helping, not hurting, but threatening at the same time. You know, I've got all this information and I could jack you up if I used it. So that being said, we got to go into some dark stuff. And you know this viewer, you love this viewer, Humanaki. How deep is Leonardo DiCaprio, a recent 50-year-old person? He just became 50. How deep in the P. Diddy scandal is he? I've answered this question before, but take a look again. So I think that he has enough distance from the situation. Again, like he was not in the room with the video cameras and the baby oil and the, you know, the extra ingredient in the baby oil. He wasn't a part of that. He was a part of a highly actual charged party vibe. So if there are 4 layers to a P. Diddy party, we all get there, everybody's having cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. It's still fairly civilized. Children are present, hanging out with their parents. Then we get to level 2, where everybody's having dinner. People are getting a little polluted. Level 3, kids should really go home because girls are going to be dancing on poles and getting a little bit crazy. And actually, there's more layers. Then there's like a 4th layer where it's like the after party, and like most of the people are sent home. Like the invitation end time has already been reached, but some people were asked to stay as VIPs. We're in, the living room at this point. More substances are being brought out. It's getting more interesting. Maybe there's late snacks that are coming out, that kind of thing. And then there's the behind the scenes, let's go, lights, camera, action, where all the crazy stuff happens. So I think Leonardo DiCaprio was a participant in those first layers of the Diddy parties. I think he was there. I think, he had dates that got drunk or things like that. But like when that would happen, he would go home. If he was hooking up at the party, I don't think it was in those really dark moments. I don't think he was staying there on the reg until 4, 5, 6 a.m. I just don't think he was. I think he was exiting out of there, had his own personal situation going on with whomever. So I don't think he was really that much a part of it. Maybe when he was younger, there was a lot of eye candy and shopping. But I just don't think that he is as deep as everyone would like him to be. I am a big Leonardo DiCaprio fan. I think he is a tremendous actor. I think he is the cutest little thing I've ever seen, even though he's super old and still dating young girls. Why wouldn't he, though? Why wouldn't he? He just doesn't want to be tied down at this point. He wants to stop time and keep dating those younger girls. And he still looks pretty good. So why not? Girls are still going for him. He only dates models. So let's look at Ashton Kutcher. How deep is Ashton in this? How much trouble did Ashton get in? 4 of Wands. Oh, we got 2. Oh, crap. Ugh. A lot of wands here, guys. So, if there was ever a spread that said, I will F anything, that's pretty much what this spread says. Did he participate in group stuff? Yes, but I think it was mainly with a number of girls. I do think he was gifted experiences. Like girls were told, go on over there and take care of that for me. And don't get mad that Diddy did this or that, people in the industry did this, because Kennedy, JFK, did it himself with the Boiler Room girls. He would have them giving gobbers to guys, help him relax. Really? So is there something to this Ashton Kutcher thing? Yeah, I think he was having a good time there. I don't think it was, with the extra ingredient in the baby oil. When that was not necessary. That was not necessary for him. And it was not necessary for Leonardo DiCaprio. Doing that kind of stuff. Like, Danny Masterson, that was kind of a thing for him, was the unconscious girl. Hooking up with the unconscious girl, doing whatever he wanted. DiCaprio and Kutcher, it wasn't a thing for them to, have that unconscious body there. Like, it just wasn't. Ashton was more sowing his wild oats. So, and you know what? People get mad at me. I actually had somebody, unsubscribe to me because they said I was making excuses for him. I'm not making excuses. I'm explaining what the energy was at the time. And the energy was, I'm going to get as much as I can while I can. And I don't think that he, if there was an element that was putting that extra ingredient into the baby oil, I don't think that was something that was public knowledge to all of the people that went to the parties. I just don't. I don't think it was like, oh, I got an invitation to Diddy's party. I wonder what time the baby oil comes out. Like, I don't think that people knew that. I think that was something that started out as a party favor. And then when the you know, the top tier level people, Diddy, realized that would relax girls and relax their morals and their non-negotiables. I think that, you know, it did start to be employed without their knowledge after a while. I do think it was a party favor that was given and received willingly at one point. Not always, but at one point. I think it was like, hey, you know, we're going to try this. This oil is going to relax you. It's got this, that, and the other thing in it. And I do think that was, you know, again, I've said that the freak offs were competitions. They started out as competitions to see how nasty girls would get. You know, that they were competitions, and that's why they were called freak offs. So, I don't think anyone else has kind of explained them like that. But so was Oprah involved in this? And this is like, I'm telling you right now, it's hard no. She was not involved in these the behind the scenes parties. She was not in the late levels of the parties. Hierophant, Eight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Nine of Wands, locked up, not doing this, not getting involved. You know, I don't find Oprah as a very actual person. I just don't get that kind of energy out of her. I get that, you know, she gets up, she goes through her day, she works out, she does what she has to do. You know, I just don't get that she's like, like a horn dog. It's just not really there. She would attend those parties as a major celebrity. That's why she was there. You know, she got an invite. And yeah, is it fun to hang out with people that have buttloads of money? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been there. It's a lot of fun. Is it even more fun when you have buttloads of money and you go, oh, like let's have a jet race? Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I just, even with this Three of Wands here, which is sensing that that actual charge that was in there. I think she did kind of know that like things would get really wild, but she was older. She's not going to get involved in that. You know, even if you know, skipping back to my previous reading, there is such thing as X magic. Very good for manifestation, as long as you have a willing partner. You know, the energy that generates when there is the climax. Definitely not kids video here. The energy that is generated in that, it's you can throw that out and do some wild creating with it. Absolutely. So, all right. So the O's, the Obamas. What about them at the Diddy parties? What about them? Five of Cups, Empress, Two of Cups. You know, again, I think they were too high up to really get in the mix there. I know Michelle was at the parties. I know. And I think it was more of a, you know, what can you do for me? How can we do better together? So I don't think it was, you know, everybody having a great time, banging around. Remember that from the movie Hook? I love that movie. Thought that movie Hook was great. When they imagined their food, thought it was fantastic. So, all right. So Meghan Markle, was she at the Diddy parties? I've read on this before, and I got that she did not get into them by herself. She was not really able to get in there. She was too old. Temperance. Yeah, she was too old. So disappointed. She was too old. She was too old back in the day, pre-Harry. Nobody wanted her. She was not young and fresh. There wasn't anything exotic or special about her. She didn't have a big butt. She was pretending to be a white chick. She had small boobs. It just was not, she was not flashy enough. She's not flashy. How about Harry? Oh, Harry is such a star fucker. I did say that. Not a kid's video. Absolutely, 9-Inch Nails, star fucker incorporated. Absolutely. He just wanted to get in there and hang out and be part of the scene. And like, he is like the rich, dorky guy at school who wants to hang out with the really cool kids. And so, like, he'll put on like a stupid tracksuit and his shell-toed Adidas and fat laces. And like, yeah, dude, look, I'm just like you. Oh, let's get jiggy with it. Like, oh, God, he's so cringe. And I think he really was cringe to be around. The dynamic of having him there was just really. Oh, I got a prince in the other room. I got a prince. Not that prince. Not Purple Rain Prince. I got Prince Harry. Oh, I got the orange prince. Ginger prince. I just don't think. I think, he was not everyone's cup of tea there. I think a lot of girls were kind of put off by him because he just was so disingenuous. And whereas like the other guys, the intent was kind of seen a mile away. And I think he was a little bit afraid of some of those girls. Let's read that. Was Harry afraid of some of the girls that were at the Diddy parties? Was he afraid of them? Ace of Swords. Yeah, let's get this party started. Temperance. 2 of Wands. Not making it happen. Left to their own devices, the gals that would attend those parties would not entertain him. If they would have to be told. So was anyone told to entertain him? Yes, but it was limited. It was like, go give him a lap dance, like go give him a lap dance. He was more there for the fair and the party substances. That's what he was there for. He was there to be a part of that scene. I don't think he was there to get LAID'd. He was much better at doing that on his own without all that competition in the room, because the level of testosterone and vibe that comes off him, that masculine vibe, was very weak when put in a room full of young, hungry up-and-comers. It just was he had no game. You ain't got no game, Harry. So that's what I got with that. So I'm a little deeper on that than I thought I was going to. Pardon the pun. So I think I'm going to wrap it up with these last 2 questions. And the first one, Persnickety. Love that name, Persnickety. Long-time follower. Awesome person. Always a delight when I see Persnickety show up with that little daisy emoji. Always with insightful stuff. So Persnickety, this absolutely is Mixtape Monday material. So why hasn't Ivanka been seen this visible? Why hasn't Ivanka been as visible this go around with the election? This was from 2 weeks ago. So this is pre-election. Why did we not see Ivanka so much? 5 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, Justice, 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, King of Cups. So, there is something going on in her family that required, her immediate family, her personal family, that required her attention. And she was working more so behind the scenes for the family, but very lightly. There wasn't a lot of work that was going on. The brothers stepped up. Laura stepped up. you know, Baron's always in the background holding up the scenery. And Tiffany is not a part of it as well. Tiffany is kind of in the you know, periphery. But Ivanka actually had some stuff that was going on with her immediate family that required her attention. And she just did not have the energy resources to really, really be as active as she wanted. Her husband, though, Jared, was a bit more active, Kushner, a bit more active uh, than her, obviously, but still not as active as he could have been. So the good news is that whatever this personal crisis, and I do think it has something to do with the kids. I think one of her kids required a lot of attention from her, and she kind of needed to set a pathway for that child. You know, a big gaping hole in her life, having lost her mother. That was a big loss for her, and I think she maybe was dealing with some of that, like the absence of Ivana really became much more obvious to her in this crisis with her family. She really kind of needed her mom in this crisis. So she is gaining more momentum. She will be back. We are going to see her. Let's see when we're going to see her. When are we going to see Ivanka? She is studying something, so I don't know if that's studying something in relation to her children. Beautiful little family she has there. Page of Swords. We're going to see her soon enough. Page of Wands. Once the administration is in place, we're going to see her. This is wild. We've got Nine of Cups, Nine of Wands, and both are in reverse. Ace of Wands up top. So we're having trouble kind of exiting one phase of life and moving into the next. She will get there. I'm saying after we're going to see, obviously we're going to see her at the inauguration, and all the kids. I think there'll be a little bit of visibility there that we're going to go, oh, okay, kind of see what's going on. If we see how she's kind of hovering over a child, or is in close proximity to one of her children. But you know, it'll be very slow re-entry back into visibility. So we'll give her some grace on that. Let her come out in her own good time. And now this last question, and I'm going to pull out the Hydesville Tarot. Love this deck. Major Arcana deck. This is again from Margie. Now that Trump won, are they going to try another Butler during the next 4 years and succeed this time? So let's see. Let's break this into two. Are they going to continue with the fascination attempts? You guys know I call them fascination attempts. Tower, Hanged Man, the World. That's a little alarming. So I do think that they are going to look for opportunities where he is vulnerable. The rallies, I hate to say that they may become a thing of the past, but again, I keep saying this. I see him giving a speech from the back of a military truck that is moving. He is actually facing backward, and he is talking to people while it is moving. So, and they are running from some situation, and he is, you know, it's an expansion on the fight that he gave after the Butler attempt. So I think they will try to capitalize on his popularity in the public scenes. I'm worried about the inauguration. I think, you know, we're going to see some unrest at the inauguration, but not until the baton has been passed. Not until it's been passed to him. So are they going to succeed? Are they going to succeed in stopping the Trump train? Chariot, reversed, fortunately. The Star. And there's the Death card. Huh. So, you know, the Star, some people would read this and, you know, if you're not a Trump supporter, you'd be like, yay, the Death card. But they're going to stop the pathway to that. They're 5 steps ahead at this point, you know, very, very far ahead of, you know, what could happen. We're very, very far in the future for his transformation. We're going to, now, I mean, he's what, 78 right now? Or I'm not sure how old he is, but, you know, the fullness of time is not very far away. So let's talk about when he does go over. And I see him, his hair is much whiter. It is much more lightly colored and thinner. When do we see him go? The Hierophant. He'll be well out of power by then, surrounded by family. His legacy is going to stick. And I do think that he is going to fight it the whole way out the door. He's going to fight his transition. There he is, transitioning. But this is something that someone... So will they try and take him out during the next administration, during his next term? I think there will be elements that do try to do that. Will they be successful? Likely not. But once he is out of office, I think we still have some elements to be concerned about. I think that there are still some elements that will try to silence and end him. For no other reason than can't let him win. Because the next... I see him, you know, and I've said this about Nancy Pelosi. I see him dying comfortable in bed. I see her dying comfortably in bed. I see him dying comfortably in bed, but he is saying, I'm not done yet. There's still things that I have to do and say. There's still things. I think someone will be taking notes at his bedside. I think it's Ivanka. You know, things that he has to say, but very comfortable in bed. That's what I see now. That's what I see right now. How is this term going to go? How is this term going to go? Justice in reverse. I don't think that we see all the stuff. There we go. There's a Sun card. There's a Chariot card. We turn the beat around. They are able to soften the effects of the last administration and everything that's going on in the world. But it's not going to be this dramatic transformation of America. We're not going to be the People's Republic of America or, you know, tyrannical state. We're not going to do that. It's like ridiculous to even think that. There's far too much put in. So many people are like, oh, they're just going to throw out the Constitution. They're not going to throw out the Constitution. Constitution is one of the most amazing documents ever written in the history of mankind. If you haven't read it, read it. It protects all from destroying that. The only way that that Constitution is going to go out the window is if somebody blows up the whole country. Like that's all there is to it. The whole planet blows up, Constitution goes with it. But there's no way that you can reorder the United States without honoring that Constitution. There's no, you can't do it. It's just not possible. The true believers on the left are just going to continue to run with that. They will be able to, this administration will be able to stabilize what's going on and plan for the future. We're not done yet. The ship is not being turned around 180 like the Democrats wanted to do. They wanted to turn the entire ship around. They wanted to create a country which is, you know, just an open door policy. It's just a free for all. Their idea of freedom is a free for all. And we're not going to have the free for all. We're going to calm the free for all down. You know, there are some things that the Trump administration needs to learn from, and they're not really doing that because of the fierceness of the Democrat Party and because of the loud voices. They are unable to really address some changes because they're not looking at the way that they interacted with those groups before. The Trump administration has learned a great deal, and now we're getting it peopled with all these fresh young faces that we're unfamiliar with, which is very scary for some people. You know, having untried. You know, what's his name? Pete Hegseth. I have a hard time saying it. I was calling him Hesketh, I think, the other day. But Pete Hegseth, Hottie Magadi, hottest Secretary of Secretary of the Defense ever. You know, the statements being said are, oh, he's a Fox News reporter. He's not. He's an honored, decorated combat veteran. Wow. You know, like, let's not talk about that for the Secretary of Defense. But the exchanges with the Democrats, we have to, the Trump team has to stop treating them like they're dullards, but at the same time kind of dumb it down and make it a little bit easier for them to understand. So if this gets corrected, we maybe are in a better place. And I'm sorry, guys. We may be able to sway some of these left-leaning voices over to a more moderate libertarian kind of perspective. I do think that libertarianism is going to take on it's going to take on a bad name. Like, I know there are already people that talk smack about libertarians, but let's see what's going to happen to this Libertarian Party that I love. You know, I'm not a member of the Libertarian Party, but let's see, are libertarians, how's the left going to view them? How's the left and the right going to view them? So let's see, because some Republicans would call me a rhino. I'm not a rhino. I'm a little chubby, but how does the left view that Libertarian Party? How does the right view it? So the left still feels that they are not as civically and politically active, but that's because, and you know, really the Libertarian Party is the party of Gen X. Because don't bother us if we have to put our remote down or our game controller or phone and we have to get up and deal with you. We're going to be really annoyed. We just want to sit and mind our own business, make money. We've all been adults since we were like 5 years old and have maintained a childlike quality. Don't ask us to do too much in our older years. We're getting old, Gen X. But we're a very practical, pragmatic segment. Largest turnout of Gen X for this election. We really did say, you know, stop the nonsense. So we're not going to be seeing libertarians, Gen Xers. We're not going to be seen as politically inflamed enough. So how did the Republicans see us? So there is some concern that libertarianism is a lean into too much liberalism. There's kind of a concern that, you know, well, they're really just liberals that like smaller government and don't like taxes. They're disruptive. But I do think that the Republican Party gets a cooperative balance with them. You know, perhaps it's going to be that no tax on overtime. No taxes on Social Security. Like maybe those kinds of things are what's going to spark up a better coalition between the existing Republican administration. And I'm going to say it right now. You know, we got Elon and Tulsi Gabbard to, you know, come over and bridge that gap between their former liberal party and rolling up your shirt sleeves and getting things done. So we did see some transitioning here from one party to the other without a fanatical declaration of I'm now going to be a cult member in the Trump cult. So everybody's got to stop with that nonsense. But guys, this was Mixtape Monday. I do hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you had some fun. I hope your question got answered. So I'm gonna, I try and keep it to an hour for Mixtape Monday, because I know you guys are probably listening on the way into work, or you're probably heading out and starting your week off. But I want to start it off with a little gift for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. Good thoughts, good positivity. That's one of the things that I felt after the declaration of Pennsylvania. I felt that there was a level of elation. People were very excited. There's lots of videos you can see. Some of our service members like freaking out when the election was called. So there are lots of videos online. So I think, we keep this momentum going. I've got I have some interesting predictions. I did a private reading yesterday. I have some interesting predictions about what's going to happen with our government when we clear out all of the muckety muck. With DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. I love that Elon named that after his dog. So with DOGE, I think we're going to see a lot of layoffs, and I don't think they're going to be golden parachute layoffs. So I do think, and I'll probably do this in another video, I think that we will see opportunities for people to drop into government to do like kind of a service, very similar to how Israel has all of their citizens serve in the military. I think we're going to see some, it's not going to be compulsory, but it'll be some opportunity that you can go and serve in the government, in the workings there for a brief period of time. And I did also see that those wages, it'd be like jury duty, like you wouldn't be in danger of losing your job, and that service would be tax-free. You would just get like a contracted amount and go about your business. So I'll do a reading on that and drop it this week as well. So I hope you guys had a great week. Or had a great weekend. Hope you have a great week ahead. You will have a great week ahead. I'm predicting it. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the future.